First, I have to say, don't take it personally. We're today talking about ghosting, and that's what this is about. Other big reason is it's real estate, and that's okay. I don't care about the property. It's about playing the long game. I'm Usman from Asan Real Estate CRM, and last piece of advice, real estate is not cheap in any market. Hey there, real estate professionals and hustlers, welcome back. Okay, today I want to be talking about a topic that's probably keeping you up at night, that probably is making you question your career choice, and it's probably something that's been keeping a lot of people stressed for unnecessary reason. That's right, we're today talking about ghosting, okay? No, not the type where you dressed up in a Halloween costume or you're really looking to spook someone. We're talking about when your hot prospects that are ready to sign, but when it comes to signing and getting the deal and moving forward and becoming that client, they decide to disappear. And that's what this is about. It's a beautiful Tuesday morning, and you've just had the perfect call with a buyer who's eager to get their dream home. And they've been pre-approved already, which is amazing. And they know exactly what they want, and you've already got stellar properties lined up. All of these things are in place, but you simply can't get them to show up. Okay, you sent them the DocuSign document, and they're there. It's been sitting. You know they've opened it. They've opened it multiple times, but you also know that they aren't responding. Okay, and you have a feeling that you were on top of the world, and now all of a sudden, 3 days in, you're feeling like the world is closing in on you. Okay, you've got nothing. Your calls go straight to voicemail. You show text that you know are read, but you still get no responses. And this is a very familiar story with every sales professional that is truly committed to growing in a career, that they can experience this. So folks, I'm here to tell you, this is when you're being ghosted as a lead. I want to tackle what this means for a modern real estate professional and how to handle this nightmare head on. Okay, we'll dive into why it really happens. What drives this? So if you haven't had your coffee yet, get your coffee, perk up, maybe take some notes, because I've done some research here. I want to share some of those practices. I want to tell you some stories and hopefully inspire you and motivate you to go back and reignite those relationships that have ghosted you. Well, the next time you get ghosted, you'll know exactly how to deal with them. Okay, so first let's talk about why ghosting happens. Okay, ghosting happens for various reasons, and it's a combination of them. And the first reason is there's usually information overload. Okay, in today's digital age, you have buyers and sellers with a ton of information. There's abundance of information out there. Okay, you are not going to be able to stand out as the only source of information advisor for a real estate seller or buyer when they're ready to sign. There's going to be TikTok, there's going to be Instagram, there's going to be Facebook, there's going to be their mother, the neighbor's dog, your competitor. Okay, so there's a lot of information that they can get that pulls them and into different directions and puts in that seed of doubt. Okay, and then the other big reason is it's real estate. There's a big purchase price involved here. Intrinsically, people will hesitate when they have to make a big decision such as a real estate, because it's not only them making the decision. Even if they're a sole investor, even if they are buying it without any partner, which again complicates and adds another layer of resistance to move forward. That hesitation of moving forward when you have such a high ticket purchase will mean that you double and triple check and quadruple check, and maybe you're just not ready to convert. Okay, and it's daunting. It's not an easy decision. Think of it this way. If you were a realtor, and maybe some of you are very quick to pull the trigger and you have multiple properties, but even after a certain point, when you get to the point where you have had multiple properties and you're fully tapped out, you may be lured into another investment property, or you may be lured into the next ability to make a purchase for a property. You may be enticed to do so, and you're very close, but you're fully tapped out, and you really have to explore your options. And if someone feels like, hey, they're pushing too hard, you're going to resist and just going to go silent, right? And that's the other thing, the fear of commitment towards something when you're almost already tapped out, or it requires a big hurdle and a big commitment that includes dealing with different stakeholders, you're gonna have, you're gonna have to put your brakes on. Okay. The other one is anyone who's shopping for a home or shopping for a house, or even having conversations with you about shopping for the house. They're not only talking to you, they're talking to multiple real estate professionals. And when they're talking to multiple real estate professionals, there may be a time when you were up and ahead in the running, and then another agent came, worked a little bit harder. Maybe the connection from an emotional standpoint was better. The relationship cemented a little bit better. Maybe they worked a little bit harder. Maybe they offered them a better price. But there's multiple agents that came into the mix, and initially you may have been on top and they were ready to sign, but another competitor came in as was able to lure them away and create maybe indecision, or maybe allow them to take that sale from you. Okay, so there is an element of feeling that, hey, you know what, we were there, but why would they walk away? But maybe because there's another variable at play that is your direct competitor that you may just not have access to, and the client may not be sharing, and they do that all the time, and that's okay, because people have the right to how to share information with you as a real estate professional. But you have to understand that this is how reality works. And then sometimes just life happens, okay? Like unexpected events. People are, it's found out they had a baby or about to have a baby. Maybe they're about to get a divorce, or maybe they're just lost their job, or they have some financial setback or family issues and what have you. And before they were ready and life was looking very certain and clear, and some trigger event happened that took that clarity away. And maybe that they're ready to disclose that with you because it's a newly formed relationship. That can prevent somebody to not respond, even though they may be interested, but something else is preventing them to move forward that is outside their control, and the circumstances have changed. Okay. And then the final piece, I think, is mismatch expectations. They feel that there's a lot of pressure, and they feel like they've lost autonomy because their expectations aren't being met. They may feel concerns and may not have the capability to address those concerns in an effective communication manner. And when people find that they don't have the ability to communicate properly, they don't feel like it's worth the headache, they just ignore it. They hope it goes away. And many people deal with this. I've ghosted, unfortunately, sales professionals when I felt like I was overloaded and I was too pressured to move forward. Right? So how do you handle all of these nuances of people who are ready to sign and for legitimate reasons, whether it's through circumstance change, whether it's through a competitor, either sabotaging or taking them away, or life happening, or feeling too pressured, or intrinsically built commitments that build hesitation and gridlock instead of momentum in moving forward. Okay. First, I have to say, don't take it personally. Never take a ghosting situation like it's an attack on your character or it's about you. It's absolutely usually for the most part it's not, unless you've really been aggressive in the sales push, which in that case, that was one of the points I raised earlier. It can be about you, but there is something to be said about persistence and being pushy. There is a fine line there. Okay, I found success usually in a multi-channel approach. Instead of just asking for updates, provide valuable insights so it moves the conversation along, and answer questions or objections upfront earlier on so they have no reason to remove some of those intrinsic gridlocks or hesitations that come from a high financial commitment decision, and that'll have multiple stakeholders involved to deal with it so that intrinsic trust is built. The other thing is let them feel like you're building a relationship for the long run and not for this transaction. So make them feel like, hey, if this is not a property for you, if you're not ready to sell, I don't care. I'm in it to get you in your dream home. I'm in it to get you your next big investment in real estate. And I don't care about the property. I care about your circumstance. If that means it's now, let's do it. If not, 6 months from now. And that is how you show that you're caring more about this relationship and that on the outcome and the benefit of that person than you are about your transaction. Okay. The other thing is timing. There's something to be said when it isn't really ghosting. It's just maybe the right time is not there. And at that point, your job as a realtor, given this change in expectations, maybe life happened, maybe they're still interested, but they haven't communicated and things are a mess right now in their life and they need time. At that point, you having not taken it personally, you just offer them good advice. You tell them, hey, you're there if they need you, and whenever you're ready, come back. Okay. My own practice, having nurtured leads for our clients at WebWorks now at Asan, for people that we source leads with through Google or Meta ads and help them nurture it so we get a booking for our clients. I kept sending various different messages to help us stay top of mind. Things such as, market updates. Market updates is a great tool because it provides insights. Local news and occasional check-ins. There's a lot of changes happening in the mortgage space. Your clients are uncertain. If you will become that trusted advisor in this space, they're likely to pick up the phone and call you back when they finally do resurface. Because if you are building that pipeline and they apologize and they explain that they weren't ready, or you felt like the timing wasn't working out, or they had a family emergency, that is when you have made sure that your nudging has allowed them to come back to you. Okay, and that's what it's about. Nudging the right way. Being an advisor, being a trusted friend is better than someone who says, I'm in it for the transaction. So what's the takeaway here? Ghosting is part of sales, okay? But with the right mindset, you can really turn ghosting into a pipeline. If you know the client was close and is worth investing in, then continue building that relationship and nurturing that relationship. And when they're ready to resurface, they're going to raise their hands and you're going to be able to do it. There's going to be a time when you don't have that ability, when you know that this client is just going to be always a tire kicker. There's a fine line of you as a sales professional who has to be able to judge that and navigate that. But for the most part, most people just need more time. This is a big financial commitment. Real estate is not cheap in any market, okay? And it requires a lot of stakeholders to buy in, whether you're working with mortgage professionals or you're working with lenders, you're working with partners, what have you. It's a lot to take in. People will ghost. People need to take time. I need to take time in order to make a decision, okay? It's about playing the long game and providing consistent value so you can ensure that you have enough people that you've been nurturing, so a few of them every now and then are allowed to are resurfacing for you. My other and last piece of advice to you is build enough of a sales engine so you can anticipate and have a contingency of people who are going to ghost. People are going to ghost no matter what. There's going to be a portion of your leads that you're generating, whether through door knocking, whether through advertising, whether through marketing, whether through your circle of influence, whether through events, wherever you're getting your leads from, okay? There's going to be a portion that's always going to be ghosting. There's going to be a very small portion that is going to be ready to buy, literally. You have to really work hard to hunt those that are 1 to 2% of your total market lead capture capability. So if you get 10 or you get 100 leads that you knocking doors on, it'll be like 1, maybe 2 at most that are looking to convert. Of those 100 that I've said they were very serious, you'll have 2 that, given the 2 are looking to convert, 1 will likely ghost. So if you need to close 1 property a month, you need to bake in 200 leads to come in so you can go ahead and make sure that you get, of those 50% are going to ghost. You may get them in next month and the month after. But over time, as you start doing those, you start racking up closes, but at the same time, leads that you've been nurturing through your ghosting efforts and to reignite and get them to resurface, that start closing again. So now all of a sudden, instead of getting 1 to 2 from the 200 you were getting, you're getting the backlog of the ones that you've nurtured to get to 3 and 4 in a specific month. And that's when it becomes really powerful. It's the process and engine that you need in order to deal with ghosting. Okay, because it's a natural part of the game. It's in every industry, in every sales profession. You just have to know how to build around it and work with it and for you. Okay, I hope you found this one useful. If you have any questions, you're welcome to put it in the comment section. And I'm Usman from Asan Real Estate CRM, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.